So today at this Juneteenth celebration, I want to ask, what is going on? What is happening in the United States of America? What is happening when our history is being erased from textbooks and curricula? What is going on when the term DEI is now being used with enough malice to be a substitute for the word nigger? What is happening when a little white child praying at a Confederate flag is him honoring his history instead of being indoctrinated with hatred? What is going on when a black child learning about their history and culture is seen as divisive instead of them being educated about their identity? What is happening when the 5 years of the existence of the Confederacy is being uplifted and remembered as part of white heritage? What is going on when the 246 years of chattel slavery, over 70 years of sharecropping, 1 to 2 years of the Mississippi Black Codes, the 100 years of Jim Crow laws, the 81 years of being 3/5 of a person, the 406 years of being treated as if we're the lowest in society, with 157 of those years us being treated as if we're the lowest in society, but with citizenship this time, and the current acts of racial violence, including but not limited to sundown towns, lynchings, and mass shootings, are being wiped out from the American memory, with us being told to get over it and that it was in the past. What is happening when conservatives are actively co-signing this activity, and what is going on when liberals are complacent with this activity? What is happening when it's become socially and politically acceptable to celebrate oppression, but never to reflect on it? America, what is going on? The writer and activist James Baldwin said to be a Negro in this country and to be relatively conscious is to be in a state of rage almost all the time. And it's infuriating that we can still say the same thing. It is absolutely devastating that in almost every black life, there's a point where one becomes aware of the fight to exist. And even worse than that, there comes a day when they get older that the realization hits that for the rest of their lives, they'd be at war, fighting the oppressive systems that no one truly seems to want to see destroyed. I know that as a collective, black folk are tired of fighting, tired of trying to warn other folk about political candidates and the effect of their proposed policies. I know that a large portion of the black community has decided that after the results of the 2024 election, that we're gonna sit back and watch everybody get theirs. And while that is a tempting notion, giving into what we've coined as black fatigue, I remind you that although we may not have voted for particular people, what they do will still affect us and those that come after us. If the oppressed don't continue to make their voices known, the oppressor starts to think the oppressed to be content. Despite us being ignored, let us continue to let the oppressor know anyway that we are not complacent and we are not content. The ancestors that fought before us grew weary, but they stayed the course. The ancestors that fought before us were ignored, but they stayed the course. The ancestors that fought before us were attacked and bitten by dogs and water hoses, but they stayed the course. And when they reached the metaphorical promised land, they said, "We have come over a way that with tears has been watered, and we have come treading our path through the blood of the slaughtered." They said, "We've come out from the gloomy past to where we stand at last, where the white gleam of our bright star is cast." So I want to tell each and every one of you on today, don't let our living generations be the ones to dim the gleam of that star. Don't let our living generations be the ones to take us back to that gloomy past. And don't you dare let our current generations put down the weapons of armor of justice until we can finally know in our minds and in our hearts that we have, not we shall, but we have overcome.